Hello and welcome back to some more PSGL highlights. Sorry for the delay, first of all. But we're back and it's Abu Dhabi now, second to last race, the penultimate round of the season. Yeah, it's been a while, a few days or so since I edited this, so you have to bear with me whilst I also commentate on it. But yeah, we'll have it standing up on the screen in a second now, and you can see we are currently P9 after missing Mexico. And the constructors wise, we're surprisingly lost quite a lot of points actually to Williams, but hopefully we can build on in the final two races, try and get back into that sort of top, I don't know, 7-ish in the drivers, and obviously hopefully win the constructors will be ideal. But yeah, we're here for Abu Dhabi. Average track for me, I'd say. I mean, I wasn't amazing. Done a race here before, but yeah, it's very corner cut fast, and yeah, it's a bit like Mexico actually, if anything. But yeah, we're coming to quali, and I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna hate me for this, but yeah, I went in throughout the week practicing with all intentions on doing qualifying and everything. Then I watched the F2 race from before this, and the ultra looked quite good. So I'm not gonna lie, I was going into this sort of thinking, you know what, I kind of want to do it now, but we're on a banker lap anyway. I just wanted to complete the banker lap and then I'll just see where I am basically. So we come around the final sector now, second last corner, and we just run wide. I was pretty much on the exit of the corner, but for some reason I just continued to drift out, which invalidated us. It's slightly annoying. 32-1 banker it was, which I think at the time was around P5 or so. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Anyway, we found ourselves in the last pretty much. Coming around then to start a second to last lap, round 2 and 1. I kept missing the apex there all the time. I don't know why. It's not even that much of a tricky corner, but yeah, kept turning slightly late. But it's not a bad first sector as long as it's in the 0.6s. You can take it. Not quite enough curb on that left hand side there is what you could take ideally, but coming around the hairpin now, we're going to have a decent exit in. It's not too bad for a second run. A 10th and a bit up now coming down this back straight. Yeah, at the time I was going to set this one now as my banker lap and then see where I sort of ended up, whether I'm going to qualify on the last run or not. But yeah, coming through the middle sector split now, we're actually over 2 tenths up. Not an ideal exit, but we're still just about under 2 tenths, so it's still a very decent lap. I'm on for 31 more than likely at the moment. But yeah, this last sector is where you can gain or lose quite a lot of time. So this was purple there in the middle sector. I'm not sure how accurate that was, but yeah, this last sector is all about trying to get rotation, trying to have decent traction. Good traction, sorry, out there. Not perfect, but yeah, down to the hotel section now. You just got to clip all these curbs, try and minimise the distance. Minimise the distance? Yeah, minimise the distance. It was fairly decent, 2 tenths up. So this is a solid second lap. That was terrible. Second last corner, completely missed the apex, and we just lost basically our 2 tenths straight away there. But it's going to be 32-0 then. In the end, definitely not ideal, but P6 surprisingly, which wasn't that bad. And this point, I'm not going to lie, I was thinking, you know what, qualify here, because it's just not bad. We look in the standings before I go out into the final run. P6 at the moment, 32-1, P10, so I think a 32-2 or something was P11, but spare the detail. The last run, as you can see now, we're pretty much not even up at all. It was pretty horrific, and then we have a massive snap on the exit, coming into the last sector, a 10.5 down. Even with a very, very good last 2 corners, it's very unlikely that we are going to improve now. So I was looking in the top left, thinking, oh, P10 now. Hopefully, only one person's got to beat us now. So I just completely gave up on this lap, came into the pits, just hoping that we get beaten. I was pretty confident we would get beaten. I can't see anyone else not improving, but we skipped to the end, and we're P10. Yeah, so that's gone absolutely amazing. Probably the worst position we could possibly be on the grid, really. But yeah, trying to be optimistic. It is a track where you can do a lot of things on strategy. Now, the strategy that I was going to go for in this race, I didn't know, if I'm going to be honest. I wanted to just do the opposite of what everyone else in the top 10 did, considering I'm so far down, I may as well try something different. The ideal strategy, if I was near the front, would be one stop, a soft medium, ideally pitting like lap 10, 11 wise. So that should, it's very close between the 1 and the 2 here, but I think with the traffic, the 1 would just take it. But we come on to the formation lap. Yeah, I don't know at this point what I'm going to do. We just need to try and see if I can gain a few positions at the start. Definitely do not lose any positions to the medium runners. But we're on the grid then, waiting for the lights. The second to last race of the PSGL season. Just waiting for everyone to ready up, which they do now. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and soon to be 5. Lights are on now, and we are away in Abu Dhabi. It's a decent start. Not amazing, not bad. Better than the medium runners behind, which is good. We just need to keep our nose clean. Coming around turn 1, we're on the inside of Thyman here, but he's got the outside line, more momentum. So we're going to stick behind for now and just try and hold on to this position, see if anything happens, any damage or anything. As long as we do not let Aero Duncan behind through, we should be okay. Yeah, again, as it is every race, just trying to keep the nose clean. You can see people trying to make moves. We ended up on the outside there of Thyma. We don't make anything of it. There's no point risking anything on the first lap. And down this back straight, we're just going to make sure that it's probably going to be quite a few moves probably into the middle chicane. Just try and pick off anything we can, or just, yeah, as I said before, just maintain position. But we actually break a normal point, but everyone breaks quite early. So we have to go to the inside to avoid hitting Thyma. Now we've got Aero on our outside, which turns to the inside. We're going to hang this around the outside, a bit squirmy on the curb. But we do just about get away with it. We're going to use the overtake mode because we cannot afford to let the medium runner through, and that was very, very, very crucial for us. I think did quite a good job to hang that around the outside on the exit actually. I don't think I'd managed to pull that off, but I did, and thankfully that is very crucial for our race. If we get stuck behind the medium runner, then our race is pretty much over at this point. But yeah, as you can see there, we've put our brake bias slightly forward. At this point I was just wanted to save tyres in case people pit, and I can do the 1 stop, which obviously was the preferred strategy. As you can see the little bit of a gap forming in front of me, but yeah, we're just trying to conserve the tyres as much as possible. But obviously we'll just see how that all goes. So we're coming to the end of the first lap, maintain position. It's not too bad. Move the brake bias actually to 52, but we skip all the way to lap 4. You can see a lot of people in the pits now. They're obviously going to go for the 2 stop, and this was pretty much the deciding factor for me. We move up to P6 now after everyone pits. Yeah, this was the deciding factor that I was going to go for the 1 stop strategy. So that's what we're on now, and now it's just a case of taking these tyres to around lap 9, 10, 11. I wasn't quite sure when I was going to pit, but that's the ideal thing. And at this point as well, it's quite important to note that the mediums behind will be significantly quicker, and by the end of this stint, they will, I'm pretty confident, will be either passed or just extremely quick and all over us. So that is something to note. Obviously, starting P10, you're going to have to worry about the medium runners behind. But lap 5 then, we've got Thyman in front. He's going to go into the pit lane, so he's also on the 2 stop. And now it's pretty crucial for us to catch up the Blizzard. There's 1.2 second gap. If we don't catch Blizzard and get in the DRS, I'm pretty sure the medium runners behind will just overtake us, and we're going to lose a lot of time. So use a bit of overtake, and we're going to use it out of here as well to try and get into this DRS zone before the back straight, which we'll see if we do through the chicane. We need to take it nicely, which we do. I don't think it's quite annoyingly. It gets close. It's about half a tenth out of DRS range there. So use a little bit down this back straight, and it should just about get us into it. You can see actually put a bit of a gap on Aero behind. Going to go down to about 40% on the battery. You can see the gap in front, 8 tenths. So we should comfortably be in the DRS now. Just got to play this clever and just make sure we get into the DRS of Blizzard, and he can tow us around basically. He's usually quite quick, and I think he was going to also go for the 1 stop strategy. We use a lot more of the battery out of here, which could be a mistake if we used a bit too much, but we just need to make sure we can close up basically about 6 tenths now, so we should be pretty comfortable as we go a bit deep on the brakes. That was sort of a common thing for some reason. I don't know if it's the track or the setup, but yeah, going deep was quite common. Skip up to lap 8 then, and you can see the gap to Aero behind. It's basically non-existent now. These tyres at this point are completely done. As you can see on the traction here, look, we've just got nothing. And Aero is just completely all over us. We're going to use the overtake to try and defend it, but I don't think there's really anything we can do to defend it. He goes to the inside. We're not really going to fight it because, yeah, there's no point. He's a lot quicker than us at this stage, and you can see our ERS usage hasn't been amazing so far. So I suspect that he'll get past Blizzard pretty quickly as well. I just need to try and stick within the DRS and try not to let Waters behind, because of course anytime we lose now, we're losing to the 2 stoppers behind. So we need to maximise our race time rather than battling these people that are on the different strategy. So that's the plan. Hopefully we can stick with. But as we skip forward then to lap 9, you can see Aero's gone through. You can see Blizzard in front, and we're going to come into the pit lane on lap 9 then. It's slightly early, but my teammate Sparks, he's going to go lap 10, which is probably the preferred time. But obviously he's going to go 10. If we go 11, we're just going to lose so much time. But we're into the pits. Interestingly, Dario behind, started on the mediums, but he's coming into the pits at the same time as us. So that is an interesting strategy to say the least. But we're going to come out, hopefully don't get held too much. Very, very close to being held by Dario there. That would have been pretty catastrophic for our race. But yeah, you can see we lost quite a lot of time in the pit lane for some reason. We was comfortably in the DRS of Blizzard, and we've just lost, what, I don't know, like half a second for no reason. So we're not in the DRS anymore, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, this is a good lap to try and perform a bit of an undercut. I think me and Blizzard were about 2 seconds or so behind Sparks. Obviously I wasn't expecting to jump here or anything, but I know the undercut is quite powerful, and hopefully if we do a good outlap, Blizzard in front does a good outlap, we can hopefully get in the DRS of the closer to front runners. But we used a bit more ERS in our outlap, and you can see we're very, very close to being in the DRS. Unfortunately, not quite making it, which is slightly annoying. And you can see ahead, actually, I think Matthias has been in some sort of collision somewhere. You can see Blizzard on the outside. I think he's going to overtake him. He does go on the outside. I don't know. I think he might have damage, so hopefully we don't lose too much time here in this last sector. Obviously, we need a good outlap if possible. We're just going to follow through then around the rest of this lap and see what happens. We've got this teammate in the pits, as it says at the top of the screen. Matthias, I think, was on the 2-stop as well. He picked quite early as we pick up a warning. I don't know if it was our first or second, but yeah, it's pretty obvious at this point from the fact that how much his Blizzard's pulled away. I think he did have damage, or either that or just quite a lot older tyres. So it's quite important that we get through. You'll be able to see on the mini-map and on the timing screens, you've got Sparks there, and we've actually undercut him by quite a lot. I was very surprised. You can see Vastrator, he's the net leader, and he's come out just in front of Matthias. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to undercut that much, but there we go. So we're on the back of Matthias. He's got a lot older tyres, but he's going to have the DRS. So I saw this as an opportunity. I did notice on the previous lap that his red light was flashing on the back, meaning he's got no battery to deploy. I took this as an opportunity to see that we can use our battery and make the overtake here. We don't want to be stuck behind anyone on slower tyres. So we're going on the inside, and now we're on the back of Vasta Racer, who, as I said before, was the net leader. I think at the moment Blizzard is the net leader. So potentially, of the one-stoppers at least, we are in P3, I want to say, which, you know, obviously there's a long way to go in this race. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we've got Vasta Racer now going on the inside of Lee Finley, who's on, I don't know if he's pit yet or not, but you can just see how slow he's going. Yeah, we don't want to lose too much time. We don't want to get damage here. We're just basically pushing him. We use a bit of the overtake on the exit here because we just have so much more pace. We go around the outside. Don't think he fights it too much. He doesn't want to get into any collisions. We do just about get through them. The gap, annoyingly, has gone slightly up to Vasta. It's about 9/10 to a second. We don't want this to get any bigger. Otherwise, of course, we're not going to be in the DRS zone. So we're going to really attack these last few corners. And we just need to push as hard as we can to try and stick with. He is going to have slightly fresher tyres, and the slightly fresher tyres makes a big difference around here. You'd be surprised. It's only one lap, of course, but yeah, it does make a humongous difference. Annoyingly, the gap has gone up slightly. It's 1.1, 1.2. You can see on our ERS, we're just losing time in the straights now because we don't have any to deploy. And that is sort of the story of this race, really. Used a bit too much ERS. Normally I'm quite good on the ERS usage, but used a little bit too much, really, to what we should have. Skip on to the next lap, or a few laps later, lap 14. There's more of the 2-stoppers and also people haven't pit yet, and you can just see up ahead you've got Ashbest making contact with Ferrari, and he's ghosted, and I didn't really want to go through him in case he unghosted there. So we're now stuck right behind Ashbest, and you can just see up ahead Blizzard and Vasta Racer they're long gone now. They've just pulled a massive gap because of this traffic, as once again we find ourselves behind some traffic. And yeah, you can just see, because of the old tyres, it's just so slow, but there's no way through in this last sector, so we're just going to have to wait. We have to wait until the back straight where we can overtake with the DRS, annoyingly. But yeah, I think you'll see after we do eventually get past Ashbest, yeah, the gap to the front too is very, very big. So just, yeah, nothing we can do really. We're just following Ashbest around. Even to Ferrari in front, we're losing quite a lot of time. So very, very important that we get past. Ideally, we want to get past and Dario doesn't, because then we can pull a bit of a gap. But we shall see what happens. So we're just going to set it up then through the hairpin, trying not to hit him, which I think we did slightly. We got attacked from behind by Dario, but you can see the traction. We're basically passed before we even get down the straight. But we're going to try not to use the overtake. We're going to use the DRS to get past. But I think Dario behind, he wants to make a move on both of us now. So we're nearly 3 wide. Dario's going to go to the outside, but we're going to brake late just at the 100-metre board. And he doesn't fight it too much, which is nice. So we are just about clear of Ashbest. Dario through as well, but Sparks, unfortunately for him, is stuck slightly behind. So we do catch up the next lap to Ferrari. He goes into the pit lane, which is obviously good for us. And I think a lot of the 2-stoppers now and the 1-stoppers also in the pit lane. So we're going to go up into P8 for now. Yeah, and you can just see there's a massive snap of oversteer through turn 1. You can see the gap to Vasta Race and Blizzard, not 3.7 seconds to Vasta. So that's how much we've lost in the traffic, which really isn't ideal. But we skip quite a way on now, lap 20. The gap to Vasta, the pace hasn't been bad. The gap's pretty much stayed the same. We've gone up very slightly. But Dario behind, he goes into the pit lane for his second pit stop, which releases Sparks now. Sparks 1.4 seconds away. He has fresher tyres, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to catch us as we get a massive snap of oversteer through turn 3, I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to catch us, and I'm not going to fight it because he is in the championship position at the moment. So skip about 5 laps later. Surprisingly, didn't catch me as quick as I thought, but he is on us now, and he's going to go through. We're not going to fight it too much. He goes up the inside. He takes P3. We're into P4, and that is that one. Interestingly, I missed the part where I got a penalty. I think a bit earlier on I got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. So that is not ideal, but as I said before, it's very, very easy to get penalties around this track. But we do have a gap behind, annoyingly not to Domi, and he's on a 2-stop, so he's probably going to catch us, and I think he's the main threat. But we'll skip to lap 27 now, the second to last lap. Here comes Domi then, on the outside. I see we skipped a bit quickly through this, but Domi's going to go past. We're not going to fight it because he doesn't have a penalty, and therefore there's no point in fighting it. The fight for us is behind. We can just about hang on to P5 in this, which would be a miracle really from P10 on the grid. The strategy has worked out very well, but you'll notice the gap to Sparks in front. Basically these last 3-4 laps, my tyres, you can see I'm just sliding absolutely everywhere. I don't know what it was, but the tyres just completely went off. Yeah, and at this point I just have no grip. I'm just hanging on for dear life. You can see Thyman here, he's just basically pushing me through all these corners, and with the ERS we've got, I wasn't entirely sure we're going to defend it, but one good thing is Thyman does have 9 seconds of penalty, so I don't mind if he gets through, but Juice behind, obviously it would be ideal if he didn't. So we're just going to try and hang on. This is a very treacherous part of the circuit. Around turn 3 here, we're going to lift off, and we're still just about on the edge of grip there, and hopefully we can keep it together on this final lap. Yeah, as I said before, pretty much expecting Thyman to go through here. As you can see, look at the grip he's got, he's nearly going around the outside. We're going to deploy a bit of the ERS here, but we're not going to deploy too much. He's going to go through, and the main goal here is to stay ahead of Juice. So Thyman through then. Here comes Juice as well. He's going to try and go around the outside. We're going to try and brake late. He goes around the outside, he's going to have the inside for this right-hander, and you can just see the grip we don't have. We do get a bit of a switchback here. We're going to use the ERS. He's got slightly less than us, as you can see from the light on his car. But we've got Casper on the outside now. We're going to be 3 wide coming into this chicane. This is going to get messy. I wasn't sure what's going to happen here, but we are slightly ahead, and we're just bashing away through the chicane now. I don't know what's going on at this point. Juice gets ahead. We managed to somehow maintain P7. Casper gets shoved out wide. Yeah, that was a mess. And so annoyingly, Juiced is through now. We're down to P7, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, it's definitely not over yet, and you can see Juice is going to pull away, and Casper's very close behind, obviously. Much fresher tyres, and you know, Casper's like, he's going to try it, and I was pretty confident he was going to try into this last corner, but we'll see what happens. He's going to dive it up the inside, batter his way through. We're off the track now. We lose the rear end, and yeah, you can just see what happens there. We do beat him by 23 thousandths there. Very chaotic ending to that race. We finished P7 then. I think we did overtake him slightly off track there, but he didn't seem to mind too much, and he quite enjoyed the battle. But yeah, it's P7 then from P10. Not horrendous. Yeah, it could have been a lot better without the penalty, obviously, and I think pitting lap 9 was slightly early. In hindsight, the 2-stop probably would have been the best option, or potentially stretched it to lap 11 on the tyres in the first stint. But yeah, here's a replay in the background then of what exactly happened on that last lap. But yeah, enjoyable race, enjoyable battles. Not the position I wanted to finish in really, P7, picking up 4 points, I think. So it's not ideal for the championship, but yeah, it's a fun one. And we've got one more race to go before the end of this season. So yeah, look forward to that one. You can see Casper got the inside of the last corner. It's absolute chaos. But yeah, one more thing. Congratulations to Sparks, obviously, winning the championship. Yeah, dominant force all season, really. And many bright things to come. But there's one more thing we need to do, which is the Constructors. It's not quite wrapped up yet. I think we've got about a 20-point advantage. Hopefully, we can wrap that up at the last race in Japan. So, without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you very much for watching these highlights. Sorry they've been a bit delayed, but yeah, tune in next time. And we shall see if we can win the Constructors to finish off this season. So, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.